what's up, boss? You believe that? Hold on. Do you believe that?
Believe? What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. We'll get to the news here in just a minute, but first off, I want to do shout out to my good friend Big Dog Chico. Your Lakers are absolute trash. It was great beating them again, and we didn't even play that good. LeBron and AD played out of their minds. Man, I can't wait to get on and do another show with Chico because I know he's in pain as a Lakers fan. But, man, this is the time for the Nuggets, man. This is our time. They got enough championships to deal with, man. This is so great. But, hey, hopefully you guys are doing well. Let's go, Nuggets. We got another big game coming up tonight. What's going on Deck Gaming? And we got some more news to talk about on the Buffs front. I mean, what day? Hopefully I can put these Ralphie horns on, when we get another commit. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you guys like the Ralphie horns. I don't know why I didn't think about that till just now. So, hey, happy Monday from Louisiana. Of course, we got beautiful weather now that nobody's visiting. Seems like the football gods want to curse us. I don't know if Dan Lanning's got some voodoo dolls going on to just curse us when we have big-time visitors coming in here with just terrible weather. But, hey, smash that like, give an offering up to the football gods, and this is, we're going to see how this goes. But we'll overcome it again. We will overcome it again. Hope you guys are doing well, though. Good to see everybody. All right, that music was distracting me. Darkside Dave, I'm here. I'm talking about it. P. Holland, thank you for tuning in. The Urban Economist is in here saying the podcasts are going crazy. So much hate. And hey, again, like I said yesterday, you know what gets the most clicks? It's clickbait. It's sensationalizing everything. It's not the end of the world, but our news stations want to make it seem that way, right? That's just how it is, man. Oh, beautiful comment here, Russ. Hey, if you don't love us at our snowiest, they can't love us at our sunniest. That's the best thing I've heard all day. That is absolutely the best thing I've heard all day. And hey, we're going to get into it. Why don't we just go ahead and start? Adam Hopkins. This was somebody that I had just been wondering if he might enter the portal here at some point, and that is now official. He is in the portal. Somebody that the reason that I had brought this up, some people, I think, Russ, when we talked about the beginning of spring ball, who might be some guys that this spring ball period would be a make or break period for. Adam Hopkins was one of those names that I brought up just because he was brought in here as a 4-star wide receiver. But then we saw him transition to cornerback during fall camp and play a little bit on special teams. Now, I've seen some different info on him. Did he appear in more than 4 games this year? Because he only logged on the stat sheet in 2. So I'm not really sure how many years of eligibility he has left, if he burned his red shirt or not. But I had wondered, hey, because we didn't really see him on the field much, and depending on how the cornerback room shook out this spring, if he might be somebody that would enter the portal. I was really excited to see what he could potentially do at the spring game. But the way that I read this, guys, is that Adam Hopkins probably just wants to play a wide receiver. Like that's kind of how I read it. And that's okay. It can be frustrating to move from one position to the other, especially during your first year of college football. And I think from what I saw, and I think from what you guys have said as well, that he's mainly been running with the third team at corner. And I just had wondered, maybe based on his position switch, if he kind of found himself a little bit in a no man's land in terms of his place on the depth chart, and maybe just wants a fresh start and wants to go back and play wide receiver. I think we all agree that his cornerback tape looked better in high school, but was being recruited as a wide receiver. And that makes me wonder if that's really just the position that he wants to play. So, yeah, like position changes, they're never easy, and they can be frustrating, especially when they don't work out. And usually, and I'm not talking just about CU, I think just overall, if you go through a position switch on a particular team and it's not working out, it's always best if you're just not feeling it to go and get a fresh start somewhere else. And maybe they will give you the the opportunity to play that original position again and have a fresh start there. So, best of luck to Adam Hopkins. It's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. Maybe there's one of these other schools that we're going after him. I think he's from Georgia, if I remember correctly. Again, 4-star wide receiver. Maybe there's another team out there in the South that really wants to see what he can do at the wide receiver position. So that's going to be interesting. Chef Xavier, I don't believe in no football gods, though. That's okay. That's okay. We're still rocking. We're still rocking. We just need the good mojo, the prayers, the energy. If you live in Boulder and you're a hippie, we just need the crystals, doing their thing to just bless us with now these new visits that are coming up for the spring game. And hopefully we get some good weather for the spring game. Guys, this is driving me crazy. This is absolutely driving me crazy. Overall, it's been pretty good weather here in April, but on the weekends, man, it's just been trash. It's been absolutely trash. Guys, this is the forecast for where I'm at, just outside of Denver. Today, 75, cloudy. Tuesday, 61, partly cloudy. Wednesday, 75 and sunny. Thursday, 75, mostly sunny. Friday, 69 and cloudy. Saturday, 56, 35% chance of rain. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then you know what it goes back to? Next Sunday, 63 cloudy. Next Monday, 74 and sunny. Tuesday, 80 and sunny. Wednesday, 80 and sunny. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Let's just move that potential rain over just a couple days. Come on now. Come on now. But like Russ said from Buffs News Weekly, if you don't love us at our snowiest, you can't love us at our sunniest. Shout out to Prime Sports Media. Peace and respect. We have to do a show again. Yes, 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 yes. Let me text you my number, man, because I'm terrible with Twitter. Would love to get you back on the show and talk. We got a lot of news to talk about. Appreciate the support and the $5. Hope you're doing well. I tuned into your video a little bit yesterday. Y'all go check that out. Thank you, J. Dot. He only played in 3 and was a redshirt freshman this year. Thank you so much for that clarification. So he's going to need, or he's going to have his full 4 years. Oh, Coach I'm going to text you back now. I'm starting a draft. Starting a draft right here on my iMessage. I'm not trying to forget you. But yes, I got it open. Y'all go subscribe to Coach I. We need to do a show as well together. Hope you're doing well. And could you possibly see Adam Hopkins going to South Carolina or any other SEC schools? I mean, I know Georgia is absolutely loaded, but do you guys have room on the roster for one more? That would be kind of cool to see Adam Hopkins go to Georgia. But yeah, Brady B. And I think that this is really it with Adam. He really didn't have a clear path to the field. Prime keeps recruiting over people in the portal. Anyone who doesn't shine in year 1 and year 2 will likely bounce. That's just the way we're building right now. Yes. And again, that's the strategy that he's stuck with. And you heard Corey Phillips talk about it in the Amazon Prime show saying, hey, if your film isn't good, we're going to be looking to bring somebody that can do your job better than you. And that's kind of like this pro type cutthroat atmosphere and I'm glad that we have a strategy and we're sticking to it. Let's see how this all turns out. But it's very clear that's what we're trying to do. And I guess before I go too deep in on this, check this out. Another cornerback that hit the portal. And again, if there's one position that I'm not worried about us filling needs for, it's the cornerback position. But a guy who hit the portal that I think we should keep our eyes on, and I'm hoping that we contact, is Takario Davis. Now, I'm wondering, he's entered in January, so he's been in here for a bit. I don't think he's committed anywhere, right? 4-star guy, 4-star transfer. Okay, guys, look at this. This is the first thing that popped off my mind. You guys know I like tall quarterbacks. I don't like short quarterbacks. I like tall cornerbacks, not short cornerbacks. Coach Prime's only bringing in scholarship guys that are 6 foot and above at that cornerback position, right? So whenever you got a 6'4" corner that's 195 pounds, that makes you raise an eyebrow, right? But you wonder what is going on if he's been in the portal since January and you haven't seen movement. Not totally sure. Maybe you guys have a little bit closer of a beat on him than I do, but yeah, still has a few years of eligibility left. And I take this as starting reps. I mean, 671 snaps for the Arizona Wildcats this year. It would be nice to steal somebody from Arizona, especially after they beat us last year. But yeah, mainly playing that boundary corner position, can play a little bit of slot as well. I mean, maybe he saw 10 snaps there, but as 6'4", that would be nice to have another tall, lengthy cover corner that we can throw on the outside if needed. And I just continually like this, continually trying to find guys to raise the floor here on the team. And let me see, did he have any interceptions? Had 4 interceptions, or 1 interception, my bad, and 12 pass breakups. Wow. Quarterback rating of 76.9 when targeting him. That's impressive stuff. I can see why he's ranked as like the second highest rated guy here in the transfer portal, but substantially more productive, right, than the gentleman above him. But that's just how these ranking sites work sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to hear some of your comments on him. And then Adam Hopkins, again, logged 3 tackles. I think I also seen 4. Again, PFF's stat system is always a little bit different. But mainly just saw work on special teams, but has great size, 6 feet, 175 pounds. And again, was recruited as a 4-star wide receiver. So maybe we see him make that transition back to wide receiver this summer. So with that being said, I'll get to some more of your comments. And yeah, guys, who do you think we might target? Going through some of these comments here. Hey, that's great. You guys are connecting. I love that. Coach I's great. Not at Georgia. Too deep. Maybe we'll take him at DB, but we'll have to wait. Okay, that's great to know. If you guys don't know, Coach I, Georgia guy, but big college football guy, please go subscribe to him. It's been a while since we've done a show together, but man, he's awesome. He's awesome. We need to do that. Brady B. I think this is a fair criticism. You know, is that sustained? Is this type of building sustainable going forward? He says, I don't think so, but no, Prime is all in on this year, so I'm aboard. Yes, I know that Coach Prime's all in on this year. And again, the biggest recruiting tool for us is, I think right now, is just making sure that we have a winning team this year. So yeah, you can't take any chances, but is this build sustainable moving forward? We're just going to have to see. The transfer portal stuff with the unlimited free transfers is absolutely insane right now. And I don't think anybody really knows how this whole thing is going to play out. This very well could be the strategy that ends up becoming most effective. Basketball is a different sport. Again, you only got 5 guys on the court, but you see an insane amount of movement now every offseason. And maybe this is just the reality that we're going to see for football as well. And it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, because I'm wondering if we're still, maybe 3, 4, 5 years away from maybe there being some limitations or guardrails put on unlimited free transfers. We'll have to see. I'm curious what y'all's thoughts are on that. And I mean, this is what's crazy to me too. The Urban Economist is that the transfer portal still gets me. This is basically moving your life to a different state every couple months. Yeah, and it's overwhelming stuff, and it's hard to ever feel like you might have some stability when you're constantly moving every semester, every 2 semesters as an athlete, but that's kind of the world that we're in right now. And especially for some of these guys, where some of them, I'm not saying all of them or even the majority of them, are able to get paid some money up front. Um, yeah, I guess that would change, your ability to, or willingness to put up with so much consistent change. But sometimes I wonder if guys who are moving for playing time and all of that, that don't have a guarantee of seeing money at that next destination, if yeah, they might regret it. I mean, again, Coach Reed from uh, Carl Reed, yeah, from 24/7, he speaks a lot on this, and I would suggest that you guys go follow him on Instagram or on YouTube if you don't, because he talks about this stuff a lot. Again, you can jump into the portal, but for the majority of the guys that do, you don't see them end up at other schools. But for those higher end guys, those guys that have already proven it, they've had productive um, seasons, that's where they're able to benefit from it. But I mean, we've seen a handful of guys from the team that jumped in the portal in December. It's still just been crickets. Is that because they don't want to go down a level and play? Is that because they're not getting D1 offers? I mean, I don't really know, but it is stressful. I mean, again, I moved when I was an undergrad. I moved to a new dorm or house, apartment, whatever, pretty much every year. And moving every year, that can suck. But I can't imagine moving states and all that stuff. It's overwhelming. But now some of these guys have a little bit more of a financial incentive to do so. But you have to wonder if, and that's the big if these guys have the option of staying in, some of them definitely redshirting and developing, being a little bit more patient with the process, might things work out better for them? It's a case by case basis. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out over time. Katana Nikhai, Zach Owens, 6'6", 375-pound offensive lineman from Clemson, could be a good addition. I believe we have seen us offer him today as well. Let me get on Twitter and check this out. Now, is it Zach with an H or with a K? Okay, Zach Owens, transfer portal, Colorado. Let's see what we got here. Zach Owens. Okay. Goodness. So he's about the same size as Peyton Kirkland. So I don't think we've offered him yet. I'm not seeing anything, but let's go ahead. I'll show you his picture because I know you guys like to see pictures of these guys, and I don't always show them. But hey, here's a picture. Here's a picture of Zach Owens, 6'6". On here, they say 365 pounds, 4-star recruit, class of 2023. I wonder if he's a redshirt guy as well. Very interesting. Oh, hey, Nicholas Braxton, friend of the show. I'll like that. I'll retweet it. Who's calling me right now? Declined. It's my friend Alex. Sorry, Alex. I'm doing a show. People want him at Michigan. People want him at Oklahoma, all over the place. Tampering at its finest. Hey, that's just the name of the game now. Like Coach Prime said, and like Coach Reed has said, do not hop in the portal unless you already have a good idea of where you're going. And tampering, just like free agency, we know tampering happens. Make sure you jump in that portal while already having some momentum going in your favor. Let me go ahead and pull up his statistics here and see if there's anything to go by. Okay, so he got in 2 games. So hopefully that means he still has his red shirt. as well. Okay. And what did we see him play? We saw him play left guard. Okay. Hey, gave up no sacks on his 16 snaps, so that's nice. Yeah, can't really take anything from this from 16 snaps. Let me go and see on 24/7 what he was rated as. Coming out of high school, because they said he was a 4-star guy. I want to see if they have like a little scouting report on him, you know? Here we go. So from Georgia, top 200 player as a prospect, okay? Size unverified, but is legitimately massive with college ready height and mass. Big frame fosters large reach. You guys know I like the thick boys. No Diddy. By the way, somebody said in the comments, I was really sad about this. They said, no Diddy. Stop saying no Diddy. There are adults in the chat. And I said, it's fun, no Diddy. And then they said they're leaving. Come on. But I said, you're always welcome to come back when you're ready. No Diddy. Packs a powerful punch with overwhelming strength versus high school competition. Simply swallows up many opponents. Displays impressive movement for his movement ability relative to his size and bulk. A bit heavy-footed at times. Seems like he can play tackle or guard. So seems like they had him working guard. Oh goodness, yeah, he just destroyed that dude. Yeah, just a total beast. So you have to be a beast when you're 6'6", 375. Yes, let's offer him. Let's offer all of the 350-pound people on the team or in the portal, just offer all of them. And it would be nice to get one of these guys that's got 350 pounds on him, like Tre'Davious Trevondre Sweat. Let's bring one of those big boys in on the defensive line. Wouldn't that be nice? But hey, this is a great idea. Thank you for bringing up this player, Katana. Zach Owens, yes. Let's go get him, please. And I did have this in the title. I guess I should comment on this as well. I'm feeling good about Nikhai Hill-Green, linebacker out of Michigan and most recently Charlotte. He's been tweeting some stuff, so hopefully that means we get a commitment today. You know, Alexis from the recruiting staff, she tweeted out, I feel like I read this correctly. You know, she tweeted out on Sunday night, I think, 3 eye emojis, and then we saw 3 commits yesterday. Okay. Today, this morning, she tweeted out 2 eye emojis. So maybe we get 2 commits today. I would bet, if I had to bet right now, it's probably Nikhai Hill-Green and running back Dallan Hayden from Ohio State. Those are my 2 bets. I'm still, just because we haven't really heard much, there hasn't been much smoke on Elijah Herring after his visit here. So maybe he's the one guy that's keeping us from like a clean sweep of the 6 visits this weekend. If we can get 4 or 5 out of 6, huge win. Huge win. All right. Dude, I think this would be a lot of fun to do a show, us 3 together. I think that would be great. Kung Fu here on the chat, gonna say hi to some of the trolls. Prime is leaving after this year. Trust me, anyone who stays will look like fools. We hear this all the time, but here is my 2 cents. You guys are so fixated on what's ahead. How's this thing gonna look in 2-3 years? All this stuff, guys. Like, we get so caught up in the future. Just enjoy this year. And we'll see what happens afterwards. That's what I was saying with Cormani McLean. saying, guys, I think he's going to stay here. He said, I'm not transferring. But if he does transfer, we'll talk about it whenever that news drops. There's no point about circle jerking about that piece of news every day. That's kind of weird. Um, if he decides to move on at some point, we'll talk about that. But for now, let's enjoy the season that we got coming up. This is going to be awesome. Fanatic Sports coming in here with a really great comment saying, with unlimited transfers now, we can't hold coaches to the same expectations because they have a different roster every year. We need some continuity. Yes. And I'm curious, being a Georgia fan, do you feel like guys are given at Georgia, they're given an amount of money from NIL collectives to be okay redshirting? Because now I'm wondering if there needs to be some sort of quote unquote, like guaranteed money uh, that guys get while they take time to develop. And you almost, in a sense, need to pay certain prospects now to be able to sit back and wait and develop a little bit. Because again, like Colorado isn't the only school that's had this happen. I need to put together a spreadsheet of this where we've seen a handful of early enrollees, true freshmen this year, that have already entered the transfer portal after being at their respective school for 3 months. And then they want to go play. They want to go find somewhere where they can play instantly. Some of them only 3-star guys, somebody like Eric Brantley. I think that's going to be a really good college football player. But with the other guys that we brought in at the edge room, if he wants to play now, he surely wasn't going to play here now. And redshirting, quote unquote, wasn't an option for him. Quoting one of these Georgia podcasters, I'm trying to remember his name. It's an interesting trend, and I wonder if you're going to start to have to pay guys to redshirt and stuff like that. Some amount of money. I know, man, but people are all business all the time. And this guy was getting mad at me for, saying no Diddy when I got these Ralphie horns on. Holy hell, did we just trade for Zach Wilson? No! Sorry, guys. It's a Broncos show. Oh. Oh, hey, Surfer Boy. What's going on? Dave, I'm the official Georgia authority on your channel, but let's hear what the other guy has to say. Be fair. Hey, oh, man. Now I'm just reading this text. Everybody get in here and roast David. Broncos just traded for Russell Wilson. Oh, or for Zach Wilson. No. Man. Ugh! Okay. Can't get distracted. But Surfer Boy, you need to go subscribe to Fanatic Sports, man. He's a Georgia guy. You got to do that. You got to do that. But hey, let me know your take on this. Do you feel like Georgia's like paying guys to like be okay to redshirt? What did we give up? No, we're really not drafting a quarterback this year, aren't we? God. Ugh. And I got time. I got time today, guys. One of my 2 contracts for work ended on Friday, so got a little bit more time this week. So maybe that's good with the transfer portal news and the Broncos news. I got some more times for videos. 7th rounder. Why? Is it a conditional 7th rounder? Please let it like I We got the MILF Hunter. At least the memes will be immaculate this season, right, Broncos fans? Man, first the Broncos unveil the UTEP jerseys, and now Zach Wilson. Rough day for the Donkeys. Man, we put a white logo on a white helmet, man. An amateur graphic designer could tell you that that is design malpractice. On the bright side, guys, maybe I just need to wear the Shador Sanders jersey, today. Maybe we are really tanking for Shador. Hey, really flawed. I did a video this like an hour ago on the Broncos uniforms, but oh, you should have known the Broncos were on some BS when they dropped them. Oh man. See, I actually like the jerseys themselves, but then when you put them with the pants and the helmets, it's like, what the hell? Ugh. God. Oh my God. Man, we need a commit. We need a commit. Take my mind off this. Take my mind off this. Come on, Prime. Let's go. Drop some good news for us. We cannot have this. The freaking Zach Wilson. Hey, at least, the Utah fans will, the BYU fans, they'll be happy. They're part of Broncos country. Let's ride. Shoot, man. I'm going to try to keep this one family friendly. Trying to, my mom watches these live streams sometimes. So I'm trying not to swear. Trying not to say no Diddy. Can't be losing more followers, right? Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. Yeah. Yeah. A conditional 7th that could turn into like a 5th, right? Something like that. The Steelers did great. But man, George Payton, he doesn't do very good with the trades. Now, Sean Payton's involved in the trades now because obviously he's running the show. But man, oh, this is tough, man. Yeah, we should have made the throwback jerseys permanent ones. They looked fire. I'll probably buy. I'm not buying a Zach Wilson jersey. But if we were to draft somebody like Bo Nix or whoever, maybe Jared Stidham ends up being literal god, then I will buy a throwback jersey of our new franchise quarterback. But I got a Peyton Manning one. I'm just sticking with that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Days to come. Thank you for getting me back on track. Allow kids who want to get paid to redshirt, send their ass to the portal. And that's another take. That's another take. I don't know how all this unlimited transfer stuff is happening, but I am, to somebody's point in my stream yesterday, what's the point of fucking, oh man, I'm already swearing. Sorry, Mom. What's the point of fucking recruiting these guys like Peyton Kirkland, a guy that I would assume just stay at Texas, being a 4-star guy, had been there for a year in redshirt, taking that year to redshirt, and then just hopping in the portal. Man, like it's got to be annoying as hell if you're a Longhorns fan, right? Really flawed. And then we see it happen with Colorado with some guys who have redshirted or a guy who's an early enrollee, like Eric Brantley. It's like, what the hell, man? Why'd you even come here? Maybe we're just better off just bringing in those guys after they enter the transfer portal, after they redshirt or whatever. I don't really know. I don't know how this stuff is going to play out, but I am glad that we're bringing in somebody like Peyton Kirkland. Okay. I'm happy he's a buff and happy that he's got 4 years of eligibility, right? I just hope that we're not going to see people like Peyton Kirkland enter the portal every year. Just offensive linemen, just enter the portal every year. I want to have some guys stay, especially on the lines, that are okay developing, seeing this thing through 2 or 3 years at least, and having some continuity on the lines, because we saw that our line could not communicate last year. Neckbone coming in saying, whoa, YouTuber off script. say Cormani was getting paid $25K a month to be at Boulder. What do you mean by that, Neckbone? And is this something that like, where'd you hear that 25K from? I assume Cormani was getting paid this year, no doubt. I assume he was one of the higher paid guys on the team this year, but he also didn't redshirt. Like, he played in enough games, despite what he said, despite him not knowing how many years of eligibility he had left to play on the field. He has 3. He did play more than enough to warrant a red shirt. So I think we're paying him to come in here and play. I don't know if that was the same case for somebody like, for instance, Adam Hopkins. Oh, the Off Script podcast. Okay. He's petty, though. Hey, we'll have to see. I mean, I don't know. I know Cormani was getting paid. No doubt he wasn't coming out here to Colorado all the way from Florida if he wasn't going to get paid with how highly recruited he was. And this is the wonderful point, Terrell Rubin. Why stay when you can go get the bag every year? And it's unlimited free agency or 1-year free agency contracts. And yeah, maybe you're able to retain talent and reward players for like incentive-based performances, right? And hopefully that keeps people staying here. But here in general, like at whatever school that they're at. But yeah, if there are going to be other schools paying more, I would jump too. I would absolutely jump too. I've never heard of the Off Script podcast. Maybe that was the guy on Twitter that I quoted. It's really funny, Surfer Boy, because it's either CU has a ton of money, according to the Pittsburgh fans now, and we're just paying guys to come out here and play for just this ass program, which I think is funny. Imagine being so ass that now your starters are leaving to come play for Colorado. Like, imagine your program being so ass that we get your starting edge players. But we're also not broke either. We're somewhere in between. And in the YouTube and Twitter world of being either elite or trash or insanely rich or insanely broke, the reality is that 99% of those things, they're within the middle. They're neither trash or elite. They're neither totally loaded and flushed with cash or broke. See you somewhere in the middle, but I think you can say that. I mean, I don't know what our quote unquote salary cap is with our collectives, whatnot, but when you look at the type of player that we're bringing in over the last 2 portal periods compared to the first 2 last year, we're bringing in a lot more guys that have played at the Power 4 level, played or started, and not just guys who never saw the field at Power 4 schools or had 1 or 2 years left and never saw the field at their respective Power 4 school and dealt with injury or were a G5 starter. So we're getting more talent here. And so I think that also coincides with we probably have some more money to spend compared to last year. Now, are we going to be able to go after every single top player and offer them the bag like some of the blue bloods? No, we have to be selective. But I think that's also why with Cormani transferring, oh man, the great comment. We are mid. Yes. With Cormani transferring, that does open up, in a sense, some more money for us to invest. And hopefully we can take somebody or take an amount that was set aside for somebody like Cormani and split that up, hopefully to bring in 3 or 4, 5 really quality players for the team because we need some depth. That's what I'm hoping. But this is perfect. We're mid. We are absolutely mid when it comes to the money. That's wonderful. I will take that. I will take that. And the more we win, the more we'll have. Okay? Ralphie Stepper. Dave, how's it going? I had to put the Ralphie horns on because my Broncos just traded for Zach Wilson. What the hell? What the hell? So we need some good Buffs news. Nikhai, Hill Green, Dallan Hayden. Maybe they'll announce. We'll have to see. Mike, yes, I'm going to be at the spring game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Are you going to be there? Come, and anybody who sees me, just come up and say hi. I'll wear my Yo Martez hat, I guess, so you guys can find me in the crowd, I guess. But yeah, come and say hi. Always happy to meet people who watch my videos and just chop it up. I don't know, depending on how the weather is, will I go to the tailgate? We'll just have to see. I don't know. I'm a bit unsure. I'm a bit of a homebody. Like, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm not out a ton, which is why I like doing YouTube videos, but I do like getting out. I am a talkative person, as you can see, but I'm not as extroverted as I used to be in, just earlier in my life. I'm just a little bit more chill than I used to be, but that doesn't mean I don't like to tailgate. I just really pick and choose times where I'm going to be out all day or not. Good question here. Texas the truth. I wonder why they're not transferring after the spring game. That's recent film to use. Maybe they don't want to be on film getting burned. I don't know if it's more so that. I mean, if you're able to find the practice film from this spring already, like, I think that suffices. Is there really going to be much difference in the scrimmage film versus what's on the Pac-12 network? I don't really know. But also, spots fill up quick. And that's something that you got to consider, is making sure you get your spot on one of these other teams before it's taken, because I don't think that Colorado's going to wait around for guys to make their decisions. Like, they're going to go after and get guys as soon as possible. So, like, for instance, and this is just a hypothetical, okay? But let's look at a guy like Chambly, the SEC tackle from Arkansas that we've offered. And he is coming for a visit this weekend, okay? Which is great. So I think we're definitely still interested in him. But are you going to take the chance and just wait for Chambly to visit you and just disregard somebody like Peyton Kirkland? I mean, you saw Peyton Kirkland made us his first visit, okay? So we're like, yeah, we're going to take you. We're going to take you. No doubt. There are probably some other situations to where players, there might only be one spot available, though, okay? And they want to start doing their visits right now before they are taken. Now, Colorado, with this example that I just gave, it's not perfect. We'll take anybody on the offensive line with a heartbeat. That's kind of how I feel about it right now. Especially, we'll take both Kirkland and Chambly, no doubt about it. But there aren't exactly that isn't the case for every single person in position and program. They might have 3 guys they've offered in one spot. I think it's more so about taking the visits as soon as possible. Hey, as long as you're larger than like 290 pounds, we'll take you. The basement. Yes, this is all the result of Attorney General's injunction following players to transfer every year beginning last Monday. Yes. And this is also having to deal with, this also goes back to that specific Supreme Court justice, the one that just used to weightlift and crush beers with his buddy in his basement. Who was that Supreme Court justice? I remember the memes and the clips and his weightlifting calendar and him drinking alcohol as a teenager. what was his name? He made that ruling that basically made the NCAA being like, yeah, we're not gonna fight this and we'll allow the NIL stuff. Kavanaugh, thank you. This is the result of politics and government, really, which is pretty interesting. And so we're going to have to see how the NCAA and these conferences adjust. And what's funny, the Urban Economist, it sounds like this is right up your alley. Doing an economic analysis on the NIL and portal, big bucks out there. If you actually end up like writing a paper or creating like a presentation of findings, hey, just hit me up on Twitter or my email, davidtalksbuffs@gmail.com. Maybe we could do like an episode on that. And that would be kind of cool. Because I think we all have like general ideas of maybe some of the money that's being thrown out there, but I really have no idea how these NIL contracts are structured, really what they look like, how they're offered, what percentage of money do the student athletes actually see once they sign, because you've seen those issues with Louisville right now. Most recently, guys are jumping because they're not getting paid, where they see money for the first few months and then it dries up. Why is that? I just don't really know. People keep. I feel like the boosters and the collectives, they keep that information very private because they don't want the cat out of the bag, and then it gets more, out of hand. Maybe. But yeah, I hate when players run from competition. I hate that too. Real life coming in here. What do you think about CU going for Jane Rashada instead of the freshman Juju Lewis? And this is a great example, real life. I would compare to what I was just talking about with guys entering the portal to take their visits sooner rather than later, to make sure that they are able to get a spot before it's filled. That's kind of how I feel about the quarterback position here at CU. We got some guys on the roster that are intriguing right now, but I think we kind of see those options as backups or bridge quarterbacks at best. Okay. We don't really have somebody that has been regarded, coming into college or coming into a program with elite type upside for college football. Jaden Rashada has that, as well as, of course, Julian Lewis. But the way that I kind of feel about it is I would like, from a recruiting standpoint, for us to fill that quarterback of the future spot as soon as possible. Now, again, I'm not a scout. There are people who understand the nuances between these players much better than I. But for me, I feel like Jaden Rashada has that type of arm talent and upside. Julian Lewis does as well. But I want the guy who's going to commit first. I want a guy who's going to help say, okay, it's going to help bring stability to the narrative of what's building at Colorado, I wish Julian Lewis would make that flip right now. I think if he is going to flip to Colorado, he will do it sometime over the summer. But I would prefer for that to happen sooner rather than later. And it doesn't have to be Jaden Rashada, but if there's a former 5-star or a highly regarded 4-star that's transferring like Jaden Rashada, I'd be interested to take a chance on him. Now, a lot of people seem to be like, no, this guy's only going for the bag, all this stuff. I don't really know. But it is concerning, I guess, when you see guys enter the portal. And I guess he's only technically entered the portal once, because his first one was being released from his national letter of intent from Florida because he wasn't getting paid. But it looks like you're hopping in the portal twice. And maybe people would consider that a red flag. On the flip side, to what many of you guys have said, maybe that's just the era of college football that we're in right now. I think that would be fun. Urban Economist. JJ Hopkins has entered the transfer portal. Yeah, this was one that I had wondered because, I just always forgot about him, man. I'm going to be honest. So best of luck to him. Hope he's able to find a place where he can play. I wasn't expecting him to be part of the rotation on the D line anywhere this year, and he definitely needs to go somewhere to play. Again, some of these circumstances, again, it's like guys running from competition. I think that this is more so just a situation where the guy needs to go somewhere where he can play. Best of luck to him. Is Pat Shurmur known for developing QBs? We're about to find out. Of course, he did fairly well with Donovan McNabb as quarterback coach. Let's see. Sam Bradford had some of his better years with him. Teddy Bridgewater, I guess, did well with Teddy Bridgewater. His knee injury prior to that kind of derailed him. Case Keenum ended up stealing a boatload of money from the Broncos after working with him. So, but again, as a Broncos fan, Teddy Bridgewater with the Broncos instead of the Vikings, that looked a lot worse. But Teddy probably been the best quarterback we've had in a while here. Drew Lock, it didn't look good. He was a bad fit with Drew Lock, or Drew Lock was a bad fit for his type of system. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Pat Shurmur is not Andy Reid. He's not Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, any of those guys. What he is not a total disaster. I think he's a competent offensive coordinator, and hopefully we just won't see any bullshit this year with how the offense is designed, or just, even just passing it 95% of the time out there. I think Shedeur will benefit from being with Pat Shurmur. We saw Sean Lewis, did a lot of read option with him. Shedeur's just not a read option type of guy. I think he does belong in something that will fit a little bit more pro style. All right, guys, it's 1:00. I've been on here for about an hour. Y'all feel free to send in more comments here. I'll go for a few more minutes longer. Then I need to get back to doing some work. And also, I don't know, maybe I need to go to the gym and just hit the heavy bag about this Zach Wilson stuff. But y'all let me know if you got any more questions. Again, thank you, Neckbone, for the $5 super chat. I forgot to thank you earlier. That means a lot. $25K a month at Boulder. Let me just do and it, it is not the University of Boulder, Colorado. Again, it just goes to show that maybe Cormani really wasn't going to class if he didn't even know the name of the university he went to. Shame. But at the University of Boulder, Colorado, that's $300,000. I'm sure that there was incentive for him to be paid more based on performance as well. But that's a lot of damn money. And by the way, this is one thing that I was surprised that Josh Newberg from On3 didn't pick up on, was he kind of dissected a little bit of his Cormani's transfer portal announcement. I've never seen a player, when leaving a team, whether it's in the pros or in college, say, and thanks to all the players, where he referred to his teammates as players. I think that goes to show, like, to me, that was more telling than anything. The fact that you would call your teammates the players. Wow. That was pretty crazy. Good for Cody Williams. Glad to see he's entering the NBA draft. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder. His brother, Jalen Williams, getting that win yesterday. TCU lineman canceled his visit. Yes, I think we are out of budget for him. I think his price is going to be a little too high for what we're able to do. But hey, appreciate the love, Surfer Boy. And y'all, you can get these Ralphie horns on campus at the stadium. They're really cool. So if you're going to be here, if you're going to be here on Saturday for the spring game, there's plenty of places to get them. They look really cool, don't they? Oh, man. You need who at Texas? Who do you need at Texas? Oh, the big boy, the TCU lineman? Absolutely. Yeah, Dominic Williams, I believe is his name. Yeah, it's just, man, I'll never do like an individual video on it, but if it's brought up, I'll comment on it. It sucks, man, because it's like I think we've all wanted him to do well, and he enters the transfer portal. We understand it's like, dude, just needs a change of scenery. That's totally fine. It wasn't the right fit, but then to see him like throwing shots at the university, at the coaching staff, all of that, it's just disappointing, man. Because again, and I believe this, Josh Newberg said, or in his interview with the other On3 analysts today, they were saying that, yeah, like those things definitely turned off programs from bringing him in. And I think it was very telling that you did not see him even take a visit this weekend to another school. And it, I hope he can learn from this. I hope he can learn from it. But anyways, yeah, Texas needs Dominic Williams. No doubt y'all got the bag to pay him. It needs to happen. But I do hope now it's like, all right, like Cormani, if you want there to be beef with us, then I hope you go to UCF. But I hope for Gus Malzahn's sake, he doesn't, because I want Gus Malzahn to succeed, and he's got enough going on over there. But it would be fun for us to go after him in a matchup with CU and UCF. But we'll see if he ends up staying Power 4 or not. I think that he's kind of proven a lot of the rumors right with how he's behaved since last week, it's really unfortunate. And I had this comment. Lexi was mad at me for posting this. She's like, you need to stop talking about him like that. But I was like, it was too funny not to pass up. It's just, he's saying he wanted to be at a real program that wasn't playing for clicks. And I was saying, well, man, we wanted a real 5-star that, was going to at least get to class and not skip team meetings and, prepare in the likes of our other 5-star players that we have in Jordan Seaton and Travis Hunter. And we didn't get that either. So let's just call it a wash and call it no bad blood. You wanted to play for a real program. We wanted a real 5-star, let's, it's kind of how I feel about it. But it's a bummer, man. It really is. And I hope he turns things around and hope he will grow from this. But yeah, it's hard to watch, man. It really is hard to watch. So yeah, he might go down as, we've had some pretty bad 5-star busts in CU history, but I think right now, he's definitely up for debate as the worst 5-star in the greatest recruiting bust in CU's history. So you guys are hilarious. All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Will I be back later today? I'm sure I will. Smash that like, smash that subscribe, unsubscribe if you don't like me saying no Diddy, and Sco Buffs.